Hello, esteemed colleagues, partners, stakeholders, and members of the medias, and all those who have gathered today in solidarity with the original inhabitant of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja. I stand before you today deeply humbled and proud to represent Major Agora Peace and Development Initiative, an organization that has been at the forefront of advocating for the rights, welfare, and empowerment of the FCT original inhabitants. Today's gathering is not just a media briefing. It is a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle of the indigenous communities of Abuja. Communities who have endured systematic neglect, marginalization, and displacement since the relocation of nation's capital from Lagos to Abuja. The promises made by the federal government to these communities, ensuring their right, dignity, and fair share in development of the capital remain largely unfulfilled. This reality has left generation in the federal capital, generation of the original inhabitant in a cycle of poverty, disenfranchisement, and social exclusion. However, today marks a significant moment in this long and often painful journey. With the generous support of MacArthur Foundation through the Resource Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, CHRICED, we are here to reaffirm our commitment to strengthening the cultural identity and rights of the FCT original inhabitant, Abuja. This grant represents not just only financial support, but a beacon of hope for millions of FCT residents who have long been forgotten in the national narrative of growth and development. I would like to take a moment to thank MacArthur Foundation for their unwavering support of grassroots movement like ours. Your belief in the importance of inclusive development is a true testament of your commitment to human rights and justice. I would like to also extend a special thanks to you, CHRICED, whose partnership has made this important work possible. Together, we are working towards a future where the original inhabitants of Abuja are not just surviving savior of broken system, but active participants in the shaping of sustainable and equitable future. I also acknowledge the presence of other sub-grantees, including Helpline Social Support Initiative, FCT Original Inhabitant People with Disability. Your dedication and support to this cause are invaluable, and we are honored to stand with you today as we embark on this new chapter. Since the relocation of Nigeria's capital from Lagos to Abuja, the original inhabitants of the FCT have faced a range of challenges. The displacement of indigenous communities without compensation or provision of resettlement left many families without homes or livelihoods. These communities were thrust into the shadows of development, denied access to basic services, and subjected to years of neglect by both state and federal authorities. Promises made by the government, including the constitutional right and compensation for these communities, have largely gotten unfulfilled. The FCT original inhabitants, whose ancestral land were seized for the capital's construction, were left to fend for themselves amidst growth inequality. In the face of rapid urbanization, these communities found themselves further marginalized and excluded from economic and social opportunity that the new capital brought. The consequences of this systematic injustice are stark. unemployment rates are high, educational opportunities are limited, and many are trapped in cycle of poverty with no clear path forward. The original inhabitants are not just suffering from the impact of displacement, but also constantly excluded from meaningful participation in the governance and development of the FCT. This exclusion is not just an economic issue. It is a human rights issue that demands urgent attention. The MacArthur Foundation, through its collaboration with CHRICED, has brought a critical change to this narrative by supporting initiatives that seek to empower and strengthen the rights of these communities. The Mejagora Peace and Development Initiative, alongside other sub-grantees, is honored to have been selected to execute this transformative project aimed at improving the livelihood of FCT original inhabitants. Through this support, we are already witnessing historic progress. For the first time, an original inhabitant of FCT has been appointed as a minister in the Federal Executive Council, FEC. This milestone, made possible through relentless advocacy and capacity building supported by the MacArthur Foundation through CHRICED. It is not only symbolic, but represents a tangible shift toward inclusive governance and recognition of the original inhabitants in national development. Our project, strengthening the cultural identity and rights of the original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, seeks to address the systematic issue of unemployment, economic exclusion, and social marginalization faced by the FCT original inhabitants. Through this project, we will empower our youth, women, and vulnerable groups with the skills, resources, and network necessary for them. Through this project, we will empower our youth, women, and vulnerable groups with skills, resources, and network necessary for them to reclaim their rightful place in society. More importantly, this initiative also plays a critical role in strengthening the cultural identity and rights of the FCT original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, ensuring that their voices, values, and traditions are not erased but preserved, respected, and integrated into governance and development process of Abuja. In line with our activities, our objectives, we have outlined a comprehensive series of activities that will address both immediate and long-term needs. We are going to be conducting workshops to educate the youth on out-of-school individuals about employment opportunity and skills development. We are going to be establishing an association of out-of-school unemployed youth across the 6 area councils to provide them with a platform for advocacy and collective actions. We are going to be hosting a meeting, an advocacy meeting, launching 13 weeks radio program on unemployment and economic challenges, and Harry Jingle to amplify our messages. We are going to host a town hall meeting to foster direct communication between the youth, community leaders, and government representatives. We are going to be implementing a media campaign to garner public support and cooperation, along with the organizing press conference and creating awareness. We are going to be convening a meeting with policymakers, relevant agencies, and political representatives to ensure inclusive policies for youth empowerment and employment. We are going to be advocacy for gender inequality, social inclusion in the implementation of government policies, ensuring the full participation of women and marginalized groups in the process. In conclusion, call to action. We are at a pivotal moment in the history of the original inhabitants of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The challenges we faced are significant, but so too are the opportunities before us. With the support of the MacArthur Foundation, through CHRICED, and all our partners, we are committed to ensuring that the FCT original inhabitants are not just passive recipients of aid, but active participants in shaping their own futures. Let us stand together today, not as dispersed groups, but as a unified voice, calling for justice, equity, and sustainable development for the original inhabitant of FCT. With your continued support, we can transform this vision into reality, ensuring that the FCT become a space for opportunity, dignity, and cultural pride for all its people. Thank you very much. Well, before I answer this question, I will first of all want to appreciate Catapult TV for being a relentless partner, for being supportive to our activities, because I think they are among the partners that gave us platform to push. Because without recognition from media heads, I think donors out there cannot see our impact and other partners. We've been working without support, and we've done what we can do to a particular percentage. Now that we have gotten support from the MacArthur Foundation, proudly supported, or proudly with the belief, trust by CHRICED, we are going to make sure that whatsoever that was approved for us to do, because there are a series of projects approved for Majagora Peace and Development Initiative to execute, we are going to try within our capacity with relevant stakeholders and consultants to see that we do this project beyond to what we've been doing to get it right. The essence of this press briefing is to voice out our plans to the FCT original inhabitants, because as a result of the level of marginalization first, since the relocation of the nation's capital from Lagos to Abuja, before the relocation, there was promises made by the federal government that the original inhabitants of FCT, they are going to be compensated and resettled, and even be inclusive in their political system, but to no avail. So, for the advocacy we've been making as non-profit organization, the MacArthur Foundation, who is saddled with the responsibility of promoting the rights and cultural preservation of indigenous people across the globe, gave us a grant through CHRICED. So we are gathered here to tell the world that the grant is meant to strengthening the cultural identity and the rights of the FCT original inhabitants, trying to see how we can advocate for their resettlement, compensation, and how they're going to gain inclusiveness in government of the day. Thank God we have strong synergy with FCT Council of Chiefs, that is the 17th chiefdom of FCT. I personally, I have a synergy with them, even the organization. We are going to engage them more on this project because they are stakeholders. There's nothing we are going to do that we are not going to involve them, because we are going to use their terrain to do most of our project. Even we are not going to use their terrain, we must engage our traditional rulers so that they will be aware of the support MacArthur Foundation has given to us and CHRICED